Hey everyone, welcome back to another new exciting video. Again, Motia. Yes, in this video, we will learn Motia together. We will install this Motia locally in my VS Code and we will see that what are the command availables and what are the file structure, and inside that files, what are the steps that are available. Because in my previous video, when I discussed on this Motia backend framework, there I have already told you. So if you go to this manifesto, there you will find that in Motia all is steps. The steps is our core primitive. So you will write steps and that steps will communicate between them. So we will see that structure also. So first go to this docs and just go to this quick start, and here you will find that create your project. So this command is available now. Just copy this command and go to your VS Code, and I have made one folder which is Motia, and here inside this folder I will run this command. So press enter. Now it is loading. It is asking me okay to proceed. Press Y, press enter. Now it is loading. I think it should ask some question because I have run one command. In case of Next.js or React.js, I have seen that it is asking some question when I am running this kind of command. So I hope in this case also it will ask me some questions. Let's see. And it is running. By the way guys, if you have not subscribed this channel till now, please make sure you subscribe this channel, because on this Motia and on other AI tools, AI coding, many videos will be published. So please make sure you subscribe this channel. And one thing is that today I have published another video on this Hermes 4. So if you have not watched this video till now, please watch. You will get a lot of knowledge from that video. Okay. And here you see that it has asked me one question, that welcome to Motia project creator. What template do you want to use? TypeScript or Python? I am interested with TypeScript. Maybe in later videos I will go with Python, but for this video I will select this TypeScript. Press enter. Project name, leave blank to use current folder. Okay, press enter. So in my current folder it will be installed. Proceed. Yes, of course. Why? And I hope that it has created some files. Yes, here you see that inside my folder it has created .cursor folder, node modules and services steps. So this steps is the important thing. And here you see that it has written this success created step. Okay, so inside the steps it has created many folders, food order steps and audit cron steps. So we will see that what are the steps. And Motia workbench.json. So I have seen this workbench in their documentation also on the left hand side. Yes, this is the workbench. So this workbench, I think that flow. Yes. So Motia workbench is a development platform that helps you build and debug your Motia flows. It serves as your control center where you can visualize the flows and test steps directly in the UI, monitor real-time logs and debug issue. So most probably you will be able to see this kind of this picture. But let's run this project locally. Okay, so the first command we have already run, and next command is that go to your project cd. So I am currently in my current Motia project. Now I have to just run this npx Motia.dev. Okay, and just go to this and run this Motia.dev. Let's see. So it is telling me that server is ready and listening on this port 3000. Now let's open this. Okay, copy this one and go to Google Chrome and there paste it and press enter. So it is not taking. Let's try with the local host. It is working or not. Let's see. 3000. Press enter. Yes, with localhost it is working fine. So this is one of the observation that I have found, that if you are getting any error with this 0003000, then just make sure you change that to localhost. Maybe in case of Mac you will not face any problem, but in case of Windows it is localhost. Now it is giving me some kind of notification and continue, welcome to Motia. Okay, it is showing me that these are the API steps. This API trigger, post API slash basic tutorial, continue. Next is the code preview, clicking on this icon will allow you to visualize the source code. Okay, this is the icon. Okay, continue, and here you see steps config. Okay, there you will find all of the steps. So it is amazing. With flow you will be able to see all of that: request body, response payload. Okay, event driven architecture, that means one flow will emit the event and another flow will or another steps will get that event. Steps handler. Okay, so let's close it here and close it here also. Now let's move to our code base. What files it has made, let's explore that. So Motia workbench, we have understand that this file is for the flow, and here you see that it has given this XY position. So for all of this XY, let's zoom in also, it is zoom out. So XY position and XY position for all of these steps. And if I go to this workflow, here you will see that it is currently overlapping. So if I just change this, I hope that this XY position will also be changed. Yes, here you see that XY position also got changed. So that means when I'm changing on the UI, it is getting changed to file also. It is getting connected. Okay, here I can do this, right? And I can do this, and I can minimize this. On the left hand side, we have this tracing logs and states, and on the upper side we have this basic tutorial and endpoints. Okay, we have currently one endpoint slash basic tutorial. Now again move to our code base, and inside these steps we have written many steps, and inside these services we have this types.ts. Okay, they have used this jot. So if I go to this package.json, there we have these scripts are there. We are familiar with these scripts if you are from Next.js or React.js or Node.js. And currently there have these two dependency. One is the Motia, another one is the jot. Jot is for the validation. Those who have worked with this jot, they will surely understand this. And Motia is the main dependency. Okay, so we have understand this package.json and workbench. Now let's go to this files of steps. So the first steps is, I think, this notification steps, and before that we have this process food order steps. Okay, we have this one. Okay, let's start with this notification steps, then we will understand that which steps is calling which one. Okay, and or maybe if you go to this workflow, then you will find that we have this API trigger. So maybe this API trigger is calling this food order steps, then it is calling this notification. So from flow also we can understand this. So first let's see that where this API trigger is getting happen in which step, and the post API is slash basic tutorial. And let's go to our code base. Okay, and another thing is that they have also mentioned in their doc file, if you clearly read that on their official site, that whatever the files that you will create, it will be it has some naming convention. Okay, and that naming convention is that you have to write step.ts. Okay, the extension is .ts in case of TypeScript, and in case of Python it will be .py. But before that you have to write this step, and then it will automatically understand that it is a step file. Okay, so here you see inside that we have this API route config handlers that it has imported, and now we have this type. You remember that in my last video when I discussed about this Motia, then I have already talked about this type, that we have different types. One is the API type, another one is the event type. Now as this is a API call, so that's why it is a type API. You can give one meaningful name, API trigger, and this is the API trigger name. And here you see that on this workflow also we have this name API trigger. So if you cannot understand that what is the first step, or what file includes this step, okay, in which file we have this step, so what you can do that you can search globally this API trigger and you will find this file, right? This is one another learning. So this is the description, this is the flows, that basic tutorial. I think I have seen this basic tutorial also. Yes, here you see that flow name is here, basic hyphen tutorial. So it is not a problem to find the that file, okay, and that the steps. and the method name is post. Path is this endpoint, and this is the job validation. And also here we have this handler. So I think that inside this handler they have written this that business logic. Yes, here you see that we have this logger. So in case of JavaScript or TypeScript, we are familiar with the console.log, but here you see that they have used this logger.info, and I think I have seen this logging information also. Yes, on the left hand side, if you go to their documentation, we have this logging and debugging, and they have some information like info, error, debug, warning. Okay, here you see that logger.info. You have to write in this way. So logger.info, and here you see the topic await.emit. So it will emit this topic process food order, and then data email, and this one. Now the next step is that we have to find the step.ts, and what should be the next steps. Again go to this UI, and here you see that after this API trigger the response is going to this process food order. So this one is the process food order dot steps, and here you see that the interesting thing is that the subscriber is the process food order, and you remember that in case of previous step we had this topic. So what we are doing here, that I have this response that I want to send to this process food order file. So we are sending this topic to that file, and that file is subscribing to that topic, and in this way that file, the second file or the second step is getting the response of that previous step. And now after that, here you see that we have this type event. Here we are not doing any API call, so that's why it's a type event. Maybe we have written some kind of event here. Yes, the event is this notification. Okay, so we will send some notification, so that's why it is the event. And here we have this topic, and maybe inside this notification.step.ts we have this subscribe. Yes, here you see that. So this notification is subscribing to this process food order, and this is the topic name. Okay, so whatever the topic name you have written in your previous step, that topic name you have to subscribe in your next step file. Okay, and here in this case also it is event because it will send that notification, and here we have this logger.info. So the simple steps, nothing to worry about. And here you see that this is the site audit cron. This is the cron, I think. Yes, here you see inside this we have this cron job. So you remember that in my previous video I have already talked about that if you are learning Node.js or that Spring Boot, there you have to learn different technologies. Like for cron you have to learn some syntax. For that API call, you have to learn some annotation, some syntax. Okay, for Node.js it is different, for Spring Boot it is different. But here you see that you have to learn this structure only. You have to learn this structure only, and there you have to for this type cron you have to just write this cron expression, and that's it. And then name, description, emits, and these flows, these are actually common for all of these files. So here also we have this name, description, emits, and here in this file here you see the name, description, emits, and flows. So emits is basically for the notification, and here you see that name, description, emits, and subscribers is necessary if it is subscribing to that previous step. After that, for this input is the payload. Input is the payload where you are writing this validation with the help of jot. Okay, and inside this handler, so every step file have this handler inside which you are writing your business logic. Okay, remember these things. It is very simple. Okay, inside this handler you are writing this handler. Okay, and otherwise here you see that there is nothing that much complex. And here you see that in this service folder on the left hand side we have this service folder where you have this order schema, this validation, this is the schema validation, and this paid order status, these are the validation. Now is there any way to run this project from the UI? Okay, so here you see that from the left hand side we can see that we have some tracing and logs are there. Okay, so if we can run this project, we have this endpoint here. So is there any way to run this? Yes, call. Okay, now here you see that we have this play option. So this is the, here you see that the payload, and paid and food order. And now if I just click on this play, on the left hand side, yes, you see that we got this 200 okay response. So, and also we have this logs. So if I just zoom it, we have this logs here. So this API got triggered here, and here you see that we have this body, and this is the response. I think I can open it, and the time it took, and this is the trace ID, and this is the flows, all of that information. And I think I will be able to see that here also. Yes, here you see that step 1 got triggered. This is the step 1 got triggered process API step. And this log you will be able to see there inside this api.step.ts. Here you see step 1 a processing API step, and it got print logger.info. And this logger.info is actually similar to the Spring Boot. Inside Spring Boot also we have this kind of logger. Okay. So in this way, you can actually perform this API call and all of that things. And here you see that if I just keep it here and this process food order. Okay, so it is very simple. I hope you got that idea. And in the upcoming videos, we will make many projects on this Motia, so that you can learn this new technology, because you see that if you go to their official website, there you will find that it was got featured in Virtual OSS 2025 program, and also it was trending on GitHub. Here is 7497 star. So I hope that within in the upcoming years it will be popular backend framework, because here you don't have to learn the technology, you just have to focus on the business logic and just define the types, and you have to connect that steps, and it will do that automatically. Okay, and also it is very easy to debug here, because you have this kind of UI, and in other backend framework you will not see this kind of flows, that what is happening from where it is going to where, but here it is clearly visible. And it will be, I think, it will be a great framework in the upcoming years. So we will make many projects on that. So please make sure to subscribe this channel. For that you will get notification for the upcoming videos. And if you found this video helpful, and if you want me to make more videos, please don't forget to comment down below. Please like this video and subscribe this channel. See you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.